Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're doing okay. This is somewhat breaking news, and we don't really have a lot of information because of that. The police haven't released a lot of information, so this is going to be a short article. You may or may not find it that interesting. I will say condolences to the family concerned. It does involve the killing of a man in his 20s. The police haven't released any details in regards to the man. We don't know his name, his job, his age, other than he's in his 20s. His race, we don't know anything about him. We don't know why he was where he was or anything at all. So we don't really have too much to go on. We also know that a 15-year-old girl was also shot in the wrist. So not a non-fatal injury, which I think is likely to heal from what I read. And also potentially a third other person was also shot, although they seem to have fled the scene, as did the suspects, the two suspects, the two shooters, or well, I should say the two suspects, at least one of which did the shooting, drove away, sped away in a red car. This happened at Chicagoland, fashion outlets mall in Rosemont, just outside of Chicago. And the police don't quite say that they've arrested a suspect, but they do say that they've located a suspect. Obviously, there was a lot of pandemonium in the shopping centre. This happened during shopping hours, as far as I understand. So it was a very significant panic. But one of the small bits of information, or one of the few bits of information that this article has informed us of, or the police have informed the reporters of, is that it does seem to be likely a targeted shooting. So presumably the man was that was shot dead was the target. I wouldn't necessarily assume the 15-year-old girl was the target. Maybe she was, but the police have said they believe it's a targeted, or at least a possible targeted incident. The two suspects fled the scene in a red car. They also said that a single person of interest has been located, and that a search of the mall has been completed. The mall is now deemed safe. This happened just after 7 p.m. On Friday night, 7 p.m. on Friday night. So I'm going to wrap things up here. I'm going to be a little bit offensive at this point. Going to be a little bit of offensive to some people by saying my opinion. My opinion is, and this is sheer speculation on my part, but my opinion is that I would think that if the police are confident that this was a possible targeted shooting, my guess, my speculation would be that they're right, that it is a targeted shooting. Why would anyone want to shoot purposefully at a specific 20-year-old, oh sorry, a man in his 20s? Why would anyone want to specifically target and kill a man in their 20s? My guess, my speculation, could be entirely wrong, would be that it's a gang-related shooting, or at least a crime-related shooting. I would think that criminal activity of one sort or another is involved, be that drug dealing or whatever it happens to be. I got no idea. I'm guessing here. And I'm going to add to that, and this is probably the offensive part as to what I'm going to add, is that this happens a lot in Chicago. Am I not reading every week? There are articles saying that 20 plus people have been shot in Lori Lightfoot's Chicago over the weekend. So in some ways, I am wondering to myself, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to the family of the deceased, but I am wondering as to why we're looking at this situation in particular. These shootings happen a lot in Chicago. These killings happen a lot in Chicago. Why are we looking at this one? Don't really know. Perhaps I shouldn't have made a video on this. And again, I don't mean that to be overly offensive towards the family of the deceased. They've lost a loved one. And I could be entirely wrong. It may not be crime related at all. If it is crime related, I pretty much withdraw all of my sympathy for everybody concerned, to be honest. You know, if it is a gang member, I don't feel sympathy for them. If it isn't a gang member, if it's an innocent member of the public minding their own business, and they were targeted perhaps due to, you know, some irrelevant thing, you know, maybe it was a love interest thing, or maybe, you know, they inadvertently upset somebody, then I would feel full sympathy, full empathy for the victim and for the victim's family. But yeah, I've gone on a bit of a ramble. I've just been in two minds as to whether I should report on this, as it were, given that gang-related crime is completely rife in Chicago, and there's, you know, if we were to follow every last one, we'd be here, you know, about 82 hours in every day.